For almost 20 years, Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones have been the couple that viewers of reality TV can't stop watching. Engagements, proposals, disputes, tears, reconciliations are among the many things they've given us. But through all the highs and lows, one question has troubled them more than any other. Why haven't they tied the knot? Prepare yourselves, because Chrissy and Jim recently revealed the real reason they will never walk down the aisle: the path. Fans also weren't ready for it. Both longtime viewers and insiders gasped as the two disclosed the startling realities of their reality, which they had been hiding for years. To put it plainly, time isn't an issue. The aim is not money. It's not even about family conflict anyway. It's something deeper, darker, and far more explosive. The world of social media is in shambles. Many now feel duped, taken off surprise, and crushed after years of dreaming of a wedding straight out of a fairy tale. Others are praising Chrissy for finally telling her truth, while some accuse Jim of holding her captive for so long. The saddest aspect is that rather than providing answers, their confession raised additional questions. If marriage was never the aim, what exactly has this relationship been built upon throughout the years? And trust me, the reason why they give will change the way you view their whole romance. To understand why Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's most recent revelation shocked society, you must rewind the tape. Because they didn't just show up. This pair effectively established the modern pattern for reality, relationships on television. The alluring hook that held followers' attention for years was marriage, the first hip-hop reality pair in history. The early 2000s saw Jim Jones's rap career reach its zenith, with hits like We Fly High Balin making him a household name. Chrissy, who was already well known for her feisty personality and sense of flair, was with him. From the beginning, their connection was clear and compelling, full of arguments, reconciliations, and an unwavering commitment that followers couldn't ignore. When hip-hop's first love, Chrissy and Jim, arrived in 2011, they carried the program through its first seasons. Chrissy's boldness, willingness to take on anybody who stood in her way, and her vulnerability in Jim's situation quickly drew in viewers. The marriage plot began with the infamous proposal. Who could ignore the well-known case when Chrissy was tired of waiting for Jim to pop the question, so she decided to pop the question herself. One of the most talked about scenes on reality TV was that previous. A few of her fans praised her for taking ownership of her happiness. Others reprimanded her for begging a man to marry her. But there was one thing clear. It cleared the path for almost a decade of investigations. Would Jim finally marry her? Is it possible for Chrissy to go to the wedding? Well-deserved? Or did a never-ending anguish begin with this proposal? Then Jim's mother meddled in family affairs. Mama Jones is an independent firecracker. She was clear from the start that she didn't like Chrissy, and their disagreement became a story feature. On their own, as everyone knows, Mama Jones said that Chrissy was too demanding and controlling for her son. That family strife simply served to intensify the marriage dispute. Supporters argued that Mama Jones's disapproval was the main reason Jim hesitated. Chrissy, on the other hand, was increasingly agitated and felt abandoned. The family's hopes of a happy ending were dashed with each fight: a wedding, spin-offs, and more turmoil. Chrissy and Mr. were presented on VH1. Jones, a spin-off focused on their relationship since it became so widely accepted in society. Exclusively to their love story. That show just made the marital problems worse since Chrissy kept asking Jim for clarity and Jim kept dodging the topic. Issue. There was never a wedding date, but at one point he even gave her a ring. The cycle continued. Despite the disputes, reconciliations, tears, and pledges, fans held on to hope. The wedding would definitely happen after everything they had been through. Finally. Surely all those years couldn't have been in vain. The never-ending question for over a decade. The topic of marriage kept coming up in Chrissy and Jim's interviews. Fans begged, interviewers asked, websites speculated, and Jim always brushed it off with a laugh, a joke, or a vague promise. Chrissy, on the other hand, often looked down, sometimes rolling her eyes, suggesting that she is tired of waiting while also occasionally endorsing her partner. The question tormented both of them. Why won't they get married? Admirers, passionate dedication. One of the things that makes this revelation so shocking is the degree of fans' emotional commitment to their love story. For many years, people looked to Chrissy and Jim as proof that true love can endure the turbulent world of public scrutiny, family interference, and stardom. Despite their imperfections, they were sincere. As a result, When Chrissy finally disclosed the real reason they would never be married, it appeared to be a betrayal of both her fans and her goals. It was a shocking revelation since it had nothing to do with time, money, or Mama Jones. There had been something deeper lurking there, beneath the surface all the time. When Jim echoed her and gave his own clear confirmation, fans were taken aback. The truth had not been foreseen, but maybe it should have been for everyone, because love isn't always about diamonds, wedding dresses, and vows. Occasionally, it has to do with the ugly truth that nobody wants to face. Chrissy and Jim finally admitted it. The crucial moment didn't happen at a grandiose red carpet appearance or a rehearsed interview, a situation from TV reality. It occurred during a scheduled, casual Q&A session between Chrissy and Jim and the producers. Nobody was expecting pyrotechnics, but within minutes, the jovial teasing gave way to blunt candor. Additionally, what they revealed left everyone from castmates to astonished viewers back home. Clearly, Chrissy's restlessness had been the final straw. During the conversation, she was irritated, as evidenced by her crossed arms, blazing eyes, and voice with that typical cutting edge. As a warning sign, Jim, on the other hand, tried to remain calm by cracking jokes and dodging the marriage-related questions as normal. But this Chrissy wasn't having it. So why no wedding after all these years? What's really the deal? The reporter said. Are you waiting? Chrissy stated, as she leaned forward and gave Jim a sharp look. Because that was never his desire. Although he loves me, the audience fell silent when the speaker said, The truth is that you don't believe in marriage. Jim's smile disappeared. Chrissy didn't soften her tone, avoid the topic, or act like someone else for the first time in years. After more than a decade of speculation, she finally exposed the core of their relationship. Jim confessed. What caught everyone off guard, Jim's reaction was even more forceful. She's right, he muttered, groaning and scratching his face instead of denying it or consoling her or the audience. According to marriage forms, I love her and I'm not leaving, but I don't think marriage is for me. That's not how I was raised, and I don't think of love that way. After years of hints, delays, and half-promises, Jim finally said it, and his candor hit fans like a ton of bricks. The wedding would not take place. The first surprise was a secret pact. But that wasn't all. Chrissy, clearly offended, took it a step further.